Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Learning, the Garden of Wisdom. This is Ibrahim Nami and I am here with the second part of explanation of the poem Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. But before I begin, I want to pray to my God. Oh my Lord, open my chest, ease my task and remove the impediment from my tongue. The previous video on this poem was all about the message and theme of the poem, and I promised in that video itself that the second part will consist of the explanation or the discussion on literary devices. But I hope you still remember the message. At the end of that video I conveyed to you that these two ruinous emotions of human beings, desires and hatred, must not rule over us. और मैंने उस वीडियो में ये भी बात बताई थी कि पोएट का जो पर्पस है या इंटेंशन और जो मैसेज वो कन्वे करना चाह रहे हैं वो ये कि डिज़ायर्स को लिमिट करना चाहिए हमें और हेट्रेड को जगह नहीं देनी चाहिए। ये दोनों बहुत ही पावरफुल इमोशंस हैं, नेगेटिव इमोशंस हैं जो एक इंडिविजुअल की डिस्ट्रक्शन के लिए इनफ है। आई हैव टुडे वन कपलेट in Urdu to elaborate this idea. What should we do to be free from hatred? The poet said, सात संदूकों में भरकर दफन कर दो नफरतें, सात संदूकों में भरकर दफन कर दो नफरतें। आज इंसान को मोहब्बत की ज़रूरत है बहुत। दिस वर्ल्ड इज hungry of love, hungry of concern, be it in a family, in a colony, in a city, country, or even in the world. Love is required, love is needed. Otherwise, the condition of the world, as you all are aware, it's burning with hatred. There is violence, conflicts and rifts everywhere. ये दुनिया नफरतों के आखिरी स्टेज पे है। ये दुनिया नफरतों के आखिरी स्टेज पे है। इलाज इसका मोहब्बत के सिवा कुछ भी नहीं। So let's spread love. And please stick to this, that everywhere you will talk about love, you will love, and there will be no place to hatred or differences. There will be no place to prejudices and biasness. All right, as I promised, let me discuss one by one the poetic devices or literary devices used in the poem. And let me begin with rhyming scheme. You still remember the poem, and if you have your book with you, please look or see it, what is written in the first stanza. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Here you saw in this first stanza, the rhyming words are there. In the first line's last word, the word is fire. In the second line, the last word is ice. And in the third line, again, the last word is desire. So the rhyming scheme of the first three lines will be A, B, A. Similarly, you have already learned how to find out the rhyming scheme of a poem. It is the rhyming words at the end of the line. Accordingly, you may find out the rhyming scheme of the next lines. The second one is assonance. If you remember, while giving you an explanation on Dust of Snow by Robert Frost, I said to you that assonance is the prominence of a vowel sound in a line. Here in this poem, in the third line, I hold with those who favor fire. I hold with those. Here in the word hold and those, the prominence of O, the vowel, is found. So this is an example of assonance. Now comes alliteration. I have already discussed with you, but again, alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound in a line in closely connected words. Here in this poem you can see, I hold with those who favor fire. Favor and fire, the F sound is being repeated. And in the first line of this stanza, some say the world will end in fire. World will. The W sound is being repeated. These are the examples of alliteration. Now, one more figure of speech is anaphora. This is the repetition of a word or, the repetition of an expression in the beginning of two or more consecutive lines. In the very first stanza you saw, the first two lines have the same expression. Some say the world will end in fire. In the first line, again in the second line you see, some say in ice. So this repetition of some say, the expression some say, is an example of anaphora. And after this anaphora, the next figure of speech is personification. You all are aware, personification is a figure of speech where a poet gives human traits to inanimate objects. Human traits, inanimate objects, or an abstract idea. Here you saw or seen throughout the poem, the fire and ice have been given the power of destruction. Fire and ice, both are inanimate objects, but they have been given the power of destruction, that they can destroy the world. So this is a personification. Fire and ice have been personified. And last, in this poem, the figure of speech is enjambment. If you remember, I discussed this enjambment while teaching or while giving an explanation on Dust of Snow. Enjambment is the continuation of a line without any punctuation mark, continuation of a sentence. In this poem, the line is, from what I've tasted of desire. The line continues, I hold with those who favor fire. These two lines are in continuation without any punctuation mark. This is an example of enjambment. So these are the figures of the speech that have been used in this poem. You must have underlined the locations or lines where these figures of speech have been used. Repeat it once again, all alone, sitting all alone, and try to keep all the things that you have learned today in your mind. And let me end once again. Let me end my explanation today with one couplet of Urdu, all about desires. That I said to you, desires have no limit. And the line goes, इंसान की ख्वाहिशों की कोई इंतहा नहीं. तुमने दो वर्ड्स सीखे इसमें, सुने इसमें, ख्वाहिशें और इंतहा. ख्वाहिशें डिज़ायर्स हैं और इंतहा लिमिट. इंसानों की ख्वाहिश की कोई लिमिट नहीं. मैंने पहले भी कहा था, फिर कह रहा हूँ, डिज़ायर्स आर एंडलेस. द मोर वी गेट, द मोर वी वॉन्ट. इंसान की ख्वाहिशों की कोई इंतहा नहीं. 2 गज ज़मी भी चाहिए 2 गज कफन के बाद. इंसान के मर जाने के बाद भी, when the dead body is wrapped in a shroud, मरे हुए इंसान के जिस्म को जब कफन से लपेट देते हैं तो ज़रूरतें उस वक्त भी कम नहीं होती हैं. अभी और एक ज़रूरत बाकी है, 2 गज ज़मीन कब्र के लिए. इंसान की ख्वाहिशों की कोई इंतहा नहीं. 2 गज ज़मीन भी चाहिए 2 गज कफन के बाद। हम लोगों ने इन 2 वीडियोस में फाइनली जो मैसेज पाया है रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट की इस पोएम से, फायर एंड आइस से, वो ये कि हम अपनी डिज़ायर्स को लिमिट करें और अपने दिल में हेट्रेड को जगह नहीं दें। उम्मीद है कि इन मैसेजेस के साथ पोएम भी समझ में आई होगी, लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस का भी आइडिया हुआ होगा। उसके बावजूद अगर किसी तरह का कोई कन्फ्यूजन, कोई डाउट है, हमारा कमेंट बॉक्स आपके डाउट्स और कन्फ्यूजन्स को वेलकम करता है। थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन एंड गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल।